and welcome back to another pregnancy update. Today I am officially at 24 weeks. So this video is going to encompass everything from the 23-week mark, so 23 weeks all the way up to today when I hit 24 weeks. We're going to be talking about all of my symptoms, what I'm looking forward to, just everything happening baby-wise. Let's go ahead and get into the weekly facts about baby. So at 24 weeks, baby is supposedly the size of a cantaloupe. Baby is developing thoughts and memories, which is kind of crazy to think, like, what sort of memories or thoughts does a baby really have when they're in utero? But also baby, we talked about last week, is developing eyelashes, eyebrows, hair, but the hair supposedly is still white because they haven't gained the pigment yet. Baby's heartbeat is also slowing down this week. Supposedly baby's heartbeat should now be around 140 to 150. So just some weekly baby facts for you guys, but without further ado, let's go ahead and get into how my week was. So I still haven't gone to the doctors. I actually go tomorrow to the doctor, so I'm really excited to find out how much weight I've actually gained, because the last couple weeks have definitely been a huge jump for baby. I started this pregnancy out at 132. The last time I was weighed was 135, so I'm really thinking I'm probably somewhere in like the 140 range, just because I feel like I'm really popping these days. And the last 2 weeks I've been super hungry, and I feel like we went through a huge growth spurt. So in next week's update, I will tell you guys how much weight I am currently weighing in at. Maternity clothes, yes, I am living in maternity clothes. On the bottom, I'm always wearing black leggings or a comfy pair of skinny jeans that are maternity. However, on the top, I typically still wear my pre-pregnancy tops. A lot of crop tops or like bigger oversized t-shirts. I can get away with the crop tops currently because I'll wear like high-waisted black leggings, so my belly is still covered and they're still cozy, they still fit, so I haven't really felt the need to wear maternity tops 24/7, but bottoms I can't get away with pre-pregnancy clothes whatsoever. Stretch marks, so still no stretch marks, still religiously using the cocoa butter creams that I showed you guys in last week's video. If you're unsure of what I'm talking about, I'll also leave the links in the description below, but using that religiously morning and night, and I haven't seen any stretch marks yet. I was lucky in my first pregnancy, I had no stretch marks, and we are continuing on the trend this time around. We are still only in the second trimester, so there's still room for that to happen, but at the moment we are just trying our best to prevent them, and it seems to be working so far. Sleeping, so I am still sleeping fantastic this pregnancy. I'm not having to get up in the middle of the night to use the restroom, and I'm getting a full night's rest. I try to be out around 10 p.m. I'll lie in bed a little bit before that and either watch an episode of my show or read a chapter of my book, but I try to have lights out at 10 p.m. and then I'm sleeping, like I said, all the way through the night. I get up around 5:40 to the 6 o'clock range, which is when my 2-year-old toddler gets up, and then we do still lie in bed for a little bit until 7, and we will snuggle and watch cartoons. But yeah, full night's rest, and I'm hoping that I continue on that trajectory. Best moment this week was getting to celebrate my toddler's 2-year-old birthday, and it was phenomenal. He was spoiled rotten. After he went to bed the night before, me and my husband decorated the whole dining and kitchen area. We built his birthday present, which was a big trampoline in the backyard, and it was just fantastic to see the shock and surprise on his face the next morning and get to really like live up to those moments in parenthood. We got to jump on the trampoline with him and open up his new presents and just celebrate him. He was licking all of the cake off with his finger, and those are the moments that I love, and I'm like looking back on in motherhood are the moments that I'm going to remember the most. But that was the highlight of my week. Missing anything? No, not missing anything. No weird food cravings for things I can't have. Not really missing alcohol at all. I'm not a big drinker, so that has been pretty easy for me. And my husband's home now, so not missing anything. Hopefully we continue on that track. Movement, yes, so much movement from this little guy. I shared a few weeks ago that you could already see him on the outside of my stomach, and that's just continued. He like does this like wave motion where you could just see my whole stomach twitch. I actually caught it on video for the first time, and it's also just like creepy yet cool at the same time. So we're definitely not worried about him due to all the movement. I have a posterior placenta, which means I have a higher chance of being able to feel him, and that has been really true to this point. So yeah, movement is wild. Anything making me sick or queasy, still just my 2-year-old's dirty diapers. Still haven't gotten over that this whole pregnancy. That makes me want to gag. The other thing that's kind of starting is I'm starting to get reflux, which I had really bad with my first pregnancy, to the point that it would make me vomit. I haven't gotten to the point of being sick or vomiting yet, but it definitely is a burning sensation. And then in addition to that, there was one morning that I woke up feeling kind of meh, and I did take an anti-nausea pill to help combat that. It was something that is prescribed by my doctor in the first trimester, that if I had any nausea. So I did take that one day, but other than the dirty diapers, that's the only thing that's consistently making me sick, and hopefully the reflux isn't what's to come. Gender guess, no guessing on gender here. We did a whole gender reveal, so I will link that if you didn't get a chance to watch it. But we are having a healthy, happy baby boy. I'm so excited. We really need to start prepping for him, because I feel like we only are like 3 to 3.5, 4 months out, and we haven't really done a lot for baby. I need to start getting my butt in gear and getting his nursery ready, getting his crib ordered. I do have a Halo bassinet, so I don't have to worry about that, even though he won't be sleeping in the crib for quite a bit of time. But little things like that, pulling down clothes and washing them, and just all the little prep that I need to do for baby, I need to get on that. But we are having a baby boy. Labor signs, so no labor signs, thankfully, since I am only in my 2nd trimester. Hopefully this guy will at least wait till the 3rd trimester. If he's anything like my firstborn son, he came right on his due date, so I'm hoping that is still the case. My due date has been a little bit stressful the last week, because we found out that my husband might not be here for the birth of baby. My husband is military, so his schedule is constantly in and out. He is on a submarine, so it's kind of inconsistent and hard to plan for things like labor and delivery, and there is a high probability that he won't be here for the birth. So that has been a huge stressor on my plate, and trying to figure out if he's going to be here, if he's not going to be here, who is going to take care of our other baby, and who's going to take me to the hospital. So as things progress with that, I will update you of what the plan is and whether he's going to be here or not. But yeah, hopefully labor does not come until the middle of September, or even like a little bit later. Like, I don't know, anything. At this point though, there's not really a way to avoid my husband not being here if he has to go on the mission. So we will see, fingers crossed, and keep your good luck vibes coming my way. So 23-week symptoms, let me get out my handy dandy list. So this week I was extremely hungry. I feel like I'm eating us out a household at home. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that baby has made a huge jump between last week and this week, just because of the sheer fact that I'm so hungry all the time and intaking a lot of extra calories. And I feel like my bump has grown a lot. So definitely that's where the hunger is coming from. I also, like I talked about, have been starting to have reflux. I've never really dealt with reflux except for in pregnancy, my first pregnancy, and now. So I don't know if this is actually like reflux or what it is, but it's like the burning sensation from here. It's not really in my throat yet, but it's more here and like my stomach. With my firstborn son, TUMS never really helped me, so I'm going to attempt TUMS this time around. If it doesn't work, then I might ask my doctor what else I can take, or if they have any suggestions, because that's something I never really did with my firstborn. But yeah, reflux is already starting. I've also had some tiredness, which is different, because I think last week I shared that I was finally getting more energy, and this week was not the case. I've definitely felt like a little bit more of a down week. I did miss my iron pill / prenatals a couple times this week, just because of like losing train of thought between just being busy, my husband being home, and just like our routine being a little bit different than normal. So that's probably my fault why the tiredness kicked in, but I did have that. Constipation, not a pretty pregnancy symptom, but it is something that I had this week. And in addition to that, I did have like bad gas. Sorry, my poor husband, but the ugly side of pregnancy. And yeah, that could be I just need to drink more water. I'm not sure. I have been trying to maintain drinking lots of water. I'm still doing the water with lemon, but like I said, our routine this week was kind of messed up just because like getting back into having my husband home and like we're not on the same schedule of eating dinner at the same time and things like that. So I will be more conscious next week of drinking more water. I also feel like this week was a huge shift hormonally. For the most part, this whole pregnancy, I have been like pretty happy and not moody the whole pregnancy, but this week I was extremely moody, extremely hormonal, little things just tick me off. The big one being that we found out that my husband might not be here for the birth of baby, and that was like a set off for me. I definitely cried a couple times this week just from the hormones. I feel so bad for my husband. He's taking it like a trooper. When I'm in those moments, I cannot control the tears and the emotions and just like the kind of wave of depression a little bit, and am really struggling to pull myself out of that funk. Hopefully next week it gets better as things adjust and we start to figure out like the hard stuff like that. But when I'm in that moment, it's like I see tunnel vision. I can't pull myself out of it. Once I've had time to decompress and kind of think about the situation and talk about it, I'm pretty calm and level-headed, but in those moments I'm very like hormonal. So the hormones this week geared up. But yeah, those are all the symptoms that I had this week. Belly button in or out? Belly button is still in, although like I said, we've had some major growth in the last couple weeks that I'm definitely seeing my stomach start to stretch. And although my belly button isn't out yet, it's definitely like starting to get to that point. So I'll show you when you guys see the bump shot, but belly button's still in, but I feel like if we have any more major growth in the next few weeks, we could start to pop a little bit. Wedding rings on or off? Wedding rings are on. With my firstborn son, I never had to take off my wedding rings. I never dealt with fingers swelling or feet swelling. So we'll see how this pregnancy is, but so far so good. I still have my rings on. Happy or moody most of the time. Like I just shared in symptoms, this whole pregnancy I have been pretty happy the whole time, but this week was definitely a moody week for me. I don't know, like I said, I did miss my prenatals and my iron pill this week, so I don't know if that caused like a shift in emotions or just everything stress-wise that life is throwing at us, or just growth, or just hormones from pregnancy. But it was definitely a moody week for me, sadly. Hopefully next week we are back to being happy-go-lucky. What am I looking forward to? So this week I am definitely looking forward to going to the doctors tomorrow and getting to hear baby's heartbeat and just ensuring that everything's good and seeing how much growth that we have made with this pregnancy. Also this weekend we have my brother-in-law and my niece and nephew coming up to have some cousin time. They've actually never met Nathan, and I haven't seen them in 4 years just since we've been overseas, so we're super excited to have some family time and soak that up while we still have Rowdy in town. They live about 2 hours away from us up north, and they're gonna drive down. So that is everything that I am looking forward to this week. All right, you guys, the bump shot for you. Like I shared, I'm wearing a pre-pregnancy crop top. I actually thrifted this from Goodwill, and I'm wearing my motherhood maternity black leggings. Here is the side profile with it up, and then we will pull it down for you guys. I feel like I am extremely, extremely round. Like my tummy is like basketball status, but there we are. Straight on for you guys. There is the bump. Like I said, I feel like I'm definitely getting bigger. And then I don't know if you guys can see what I mean by my belly button. It's still in, but it's definitely starting to get scratched. But no stretch marks. Keeping the bump moisturized. But yeah, there it is. So pregnancy brain, and I didn't film an outro, but if you enjoyed this pregnancy update, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Feel free to leave me any comments you may have, and I will see you guys in next week's update. Bye guys!